It's so bright out here. I don't know how you stand it.
I stand it for now. We won't have to stand it for much longer. The sun is waning, and I have spent too long deliberating. I was drawn here. That Dover. It called me down here. Perhaps it was recklessness.
It was stupid.
That, sitting atop the temple. That is a wall that were left by my ancestors. The Dover that once ruled this plane. That is the word we seek. Perhaps it's fate, or my own stupidity that's brought us here. Nevertheless, I believe that is what we seek. Make sure no more of these walking dead accost us. We'll make our way. And take whatever potions you wish. They will aid us on our journey. I hear the call. Like old friends. Safe enough for now. Watch the tombs.
I have this one corded. Search for others.
He tried to shout. He wasn't getting through this one, though. All right, let me through. That is what we seek. The chanting and the word. We really can't hear anything at all. Or see the light. Very well. Give me some time. It's as if the very word is burnt into my mind. Like I've always known it. Like it was there all along. It is a strange sensation. One that I'm still not used to, even after all this time. It seemed that they were honoring some warrior here. Fallen some time ago, it would seem. I'll collect what I can from here. That Dover was guarding something. Perhaps it was just this word, but we never know. Boots. They seem to hold some form of enchantment. Perhaps we might be able to strip them of it, make use of it ourselves. You aren't so bad yourself when it comes to enchanting. I suppose you could say you're enchanting more than one way. I'll keep that one to myself. We must carry on, find our way back. With that word, we believe we can attempt to break Mirak's hold on the stones, whatever they are. Wind, earth. I forget. But Storn will be able to tell us more. First, I would like to see if it's possible. If this shout really does have an effect. I'm optimistic. And there is a way forward. Perhaps an easier path. One that did not involve jumping to our doom. That's all part of the fun. Don't take the easy path. No. Not when there's a more dynamic one. You can still smell troll on the wind. Watch the wolf. He's being unruly. See the village from here. That stone is not far from it. Our next course of action. Somewhere down below. Feeling more alive as that sun slips below the horizon. My strength increases. Trolls, quickly! We might be able to assist them. They're accosting someone down below. Trusted beasts. Damn you. Force! Bayo!
Is that?
There's nothing else. We're as swift as we could be. No such luck. The fleas are the least of our concern. A guard. Perhaps one. All the way from Ravenrock. A ways to travel. Must have had reason. I hope they were not attempting to seek us. Still, see if there is anything this one has left. No. Nothing. Only armor. And his weapon. There seem to be many of their kind, hidden up here on this mount. Ready to catch travelers unawares. I'm starting to hunger myself. I don't know about you, Storn. But trolls. Trolls aren't exactly the most delectable. We need a way back up there. We'll follow the path around. This one leads us too far down. They would hope we'd find some form of game. A good deer or stag. You killed one all the way up there. Mighty shot, all of you. An ice spike and arrows. Where I fail at ranged combat, you all excel. I knew I had you around for a reason. Let's see. Yes. There's a way down below. I'll track this path. Easy. No need to jump off just yet. The same hollow we've explored before. It appears to be the only way. Make our way down then. Watch for the wolf. It's never easy, is it? Yes. Right. Yes. That's the way. Towards the great mount in the distance. And the temple. I don't understand how Marak came to fall. I think that's one of the dangers of power. It causes you to wish to shape the world with your own ideals at the heart of it. whether or not the world wants it. It's a fear I hold. I can hear them hammering away down below. And there's a storm brewing in the distance. Let's hope to have this done before it hits. I don't know what the effect will be. It's meant to break the hold. They may become aggressive. Be ready for that. But please, show them mercy. They're still mumbling. At the ready. Here goes. It's working. All of you, get away from the thing. Move! Run! Save yourselves! Wasn't the line? Flee, you fools! You should have run, you fool. Instead, its life is over. You're alright. You're all alright. Your minds are now your own. You would do well to follow him. Marak, the Dark One, is taking control of you. Forced you to encase the stone. To build some structure, the purpose of which I do not know. But you should all leave.
Who are you? What am I doing here?
My name is Leonidas. I am here to help. But you should return to your people.
This is some dark magic. It has to be.
You're correct. You should all leave.
Why was I building a temple?
I don't know. Some grand scheme of some ancient being.
I must be going mad. But then so must everyone else.
You're not going mad, believe me. But you would do well to leave this place. All of you. Leave us to do our work. For now you are safe. Let's investigate this one. They have not seen its kind before. But those tendrils, that darkness that spewed forwards from it, that is what I saw. That is what awaited me in the other place, where the book took me to. See if I can find anything on its horrid corpse.
What are you doing that for?
You are amusing yourself, yes?
No. It's called investigation. There's a soldier at the center of it. More of those horrid tendrils. I don't see any use of them. We should leave it. As should the rest of you. Return home. That's where I intend to go. Storn, I want to hear of this. They're older. Let's go, unless you have any other questions.
The whole village is here. What sorcery is this?
Yes, most of your village. Some remained. But as for what sorcery this is, it's the dark kind. The darkest I've seen. I can only hope that Storn has answers. Something more than cryptic musings. We need guidance. Quickly if we can. Before the others make it back. One has already left. Stopped casting their spell. Perhaps they know. Where's that old man? Not here. No. Up here then. Inside. Bill, stay. Storn, I bring good tidings, old one.
You have prevailed. I can feel it.
You can? Good. Well, your people, the ones that were down there at that stone, they're now free.
So it is. You have proven yourself an ally to the Skull, and so the Skull shall be allies to you.
I'm glad. We will need all the assistance we can to remove this pretender from his throne of insolence. What do you suggest we do now?
If you have released the Windstone and broken the hold on my people, perhaps you can do the same for the rest of Solstheim.
The rest?
I doubt it will fully stop whatever Miraak is doing, but it may slow his progress.
Slow. We don't need a slow. We need a stop. It's not enough. Miraak must be halted now.
I cannot help with that. None here can. You will need the knowledge Miraak himself learned. You will need to learn more about this black book.
Fine. Look at it if you will. This is the one that brought me to him.
Miraak had this?
Yes.
This does not look like something of the dragon cult. It is a darkling, unnatural. I would have nothing to do with it. But the dark elf wizard Neloth. He came to us some time ago asking about black books. I believe he knows a great deal about them. Perhaps too much. Seek him out to the south. Be cautious, Dragonborn. There is something else at work here.
I'm sure there is. To the south, then. The peninsula. Very well. But there must be something else you know about these books. Something you're not telling me. Stories, tales, anything that was passed down from generation.
Our traditions do not speak of them, but they and Miraak are connected. You read a black book and saw him. And the book's power comes from the same dark source as that which corrupted the Windstone. But beware, you are now walking the same road as Miraak.
It may be the same road, but I believe there will be different paths along it. I will not fall down that hole. Miraak is different from I. Yes, we're both Dovahkiin, but he has fallen into darkness. You spoke of Neloth, the wizard. Why do you think he can help us?
He also is searching for them. In fact, he has already found one. He showed it to me when he came here. It was very like the one you found in Miraak's temple. A thing of dark magic, not of the All-Maker.
The All-Maker? I've heard you speak that name more than once now. Who is this All-Maker to you?
You are an outsider. And I don't know if I can make you understand.
Try.
I will try. The All-Maker is the maker of all things. And it is from the All-Maker that life flows like a great river. As all rivers must return to the sea, so all life returns in time to the All-Maker. I know our ways must seem strange to you, but the 9 gods of the Empire are equally strange to us.
Yes. What you speak of, it sounds like the Dream Sleeve. Where all life returns to. I've seen something similar with my own eyes. Perhaps our 2 stories are the same, just with different tellings. Something to think upon. I have one other question. When I shouted, used the word you told me to seek, it did something to the stone.
The power of the stone had been corrupted. It was the source of the influence that had taken control of the skull. Your shout broke whatever evil will controlled the stone, and restored its true nature as a conduit of the All-Maker's gifts. Freeing the other stones will diminish whatever dark influence is spreading across Solstheim.
Other stones? You spoke of some before. How many?
Yes. There are 6 sacred stones. Wind, water, earth, beast, sun, and tree. Through them, the oneness of the land is maintained. Freya saw that the tree stone now stands imprisoned in Mirak's new temple.
Yes.
I doubt that you can free it until his power is broken. But you may be able to cleanse the other stones. Even if this does not stop Mirak, it surely will delay his return.
Well, it's better than nothing, I suppose. Thank you, Storn. Peace be with you.
May darkness never touch you.
Yes. You see, Freya, send her my best wishes. All right, you lot. We have a ways to travel. To the south, to this peninsula, to find Neloth. If your map's correct, it shouldn't be too hard to find. Mushrooms. I've heard of the Dhamma dwelling in them. It'll be a sight. All right. Have you warmed yourselves? We'll be on our way. All right. You behaved well enough. Better for the time being. I trust that the sun is not so harsh. We have the moon and the stars now. We'll make use of them. Our path will lead us. If we follow that mountain, it will lead us true, directly south. And there is no path marked out on your maps. We'll follow the coast where we can. We'll find our way down to it. All the while, keep your senses out for creatures of the night. You don't know what else this island holds. So far, many trolls. I hear another.
Where'd you come from?
Where? There. Pitiful exchange. Well-placed arrow. Right on the throat. Shot him right up. No more. This one was alone. They're an aggressive sort. Perhaps more so than norm. They charge towards us, no thought or feeling. They are beasts. and I spy boats. No direct path down. We'll be dropping once again. Watch yourselves. The many hills of Solstein. Encampment. I would hope not to be thieves. Come close. I don't smell blood.
It won't be that easy to get rid of the Rieklings, Bujold.
Rieklings.
But either way, we have to try.
Listen for a moment.
Succeed or not, it'll stir up some of the old blood in this crowd.
I'm not going to lead them to their deaths if they aren't ready.
Then train them. What are we doing?
Someone do something.
We should either get them to stay here.
A maddened creature. Fear not, warriors. We will dispatch it.
Your stomach is
Water.
we'll act when I say we do, and not
Beautiful.
before.
Well, you'd better say something.
It's yours for the taking. Apologies. I did not mean
Unless
to...
you can help, leave us in peace.
Perhaps I mean to help. I was trying to find a way to start. Maybe you could explain yourself. I heard talk of Rieklings. What's going on?
What's going on here is that we've been kicked out of our home. The mead hall,
No,
up
but
there
you
on the
need to come
hill.
on the hunt
We
more
were...
than we need you on.
Some Rieklings have taken it over.
Rieklings. What do you speak of? I've never heard of such creatures. But what if you had assistance? Perhaps we could help you. If you have been wrongfully removed from your own hall, perhaps we could change that.
Are you offering to help?
Perhaps?
Some new blood should be enough to rouse these layabouts to actually fight again.
Well, I'm always up for a good fight, as are my companions. We do have matters of import to deal with. However, one small battle should not keep us for long. In fact, it sounds like fun.
Well, let's move then.
Very well. You heard the lass? We'll be with her. Perhaps if you would like to lead the way, we're ready to follow.
Hey, I know you're all starting to settle in here and keep up the fat lives you've got used to up in the hall. But look here. This outsider has more fire than any of you. All I had to do was mention our little infestation, and he volunteered in a second. I
Well,
don't want to have my spirit outstripped by some wanderer, so let's get up there and kill us some Rieklings.
Yes, what are the creatures again? Rieklings you spoke of. Well, sounds like weaklings. Let us see if that's the case. I hope this hall of yours is not so far. Close, one would hope. She has fire, I've seen plenty of terrible leaders in my time. She is not one of them. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in combat. Perhaps this time will not be bested. Temple. Your hall, I take it. Edwards, then. We are with you, warriors. What in the nine? What are creatures?
I'll rip you in half.
I'll see you.
Tiny things. Bayo, get down from there. Is that it then? This is the folly that kept you from your hole?
That was almost exhilarating. How are you feeling?
Well, I was warming up, but it was easier than expected.
Good to hear. In fact, that's just the spirit I'll need from my second. Do you want to come with me?
Second? Your what?
My second. If we're going to take up residence here again, I need to get the blessing of Rothmund again.
Rothmund?
I need a witness and, well, you see the kind of horker brains I deal with around here. What do you say?
Look, why don't you go on ahead without me? You seem more than capable. I'm sure the lot of you could have stormed this place without our assistance.
All right then. I'll be waiting there whenever your honor wakes you.
Very well. I've not seen their kind before. However, I have seen these carvings. We passed by a cave, yes, decorated with them. Looks like they were truly settling in. There was one among them that seemed dressed better than the others. Their chieftain, more than likely. Yes, I don't think they intended to leave this place. I almost feel sorry for the poor ants. Didn't stand much of a chance. You've got blue in your teeth. Be sure to clean them out. Very well. We'll leave you to your spoils for now. We have other matters to attend to. I'm sure you'll be able to clean these out before we're here next.
I'm going to stay here and check on the meat.
Sounds like a plan. None of you are going to accompany her then? She used to go alone. Perhaps she was right about that. I was not expecting them to stay. I thought one might be brave enough to accompany her, whatever this undertaking she's undertaking. Perhaps it would be right if we joined her. Finish what we started here. Neloth can wait for a time. There is another stone. Perhaps it is one we can release. It's one from the temple. Drat, sounds like that storm is upon us. The burrow she spoke of is too far to the north. If we were to follow that path, it would take us far from Neloth. I don't think we can afford to tarry. Not while Mirak still works against us. We will assist her in time.
I'm no fan of the sun, but it would be better than this.
You never did have a liking for storms, did you? It seems some of the ash from Morrowind has been drawn over this way. How pleasant. We keep making our way south. We should find this home of the Dark Elf. Another beast. Follow the mountain for now. Keep up pace. Back down below if we can. Two of them. That's better. The lower elevation doesn't seem so windy. Not the way then. You mean you no harm. Yet. They do. Let them chase them. It's only natural. We'll go around. Leave them to their hunt. That includes you, Bale. Drat. If it's not one thing, it's another. Under the Guardian. I would leave her be. Either way, we have trouble. Perhaps these ones will stay to their own kill, if they know what's good for them. The storm has passed by altogether. Beautiful night.
That is beautiful.
Howl all you like. You shall stay. No harm shall befall those that follow me. Do I make myself clear? Good. Let us carry on. Never mind all that. Just having words. Dwemer. Some old forgotten fortress. Magnificent. Quite the sight. You're going to want to stay away. There are others that would hunt you. We are not them. Rain-toned statues. Someone's sitting there. Huh. Looks like the ruins are inhabited. I cannot tell by who. I hope you left that one alone. Gave him my word. We'll leave them be as well. They're not our target. No. That is our target. It's true then. Magnificent. Not just mushrooms, but giant mushrooms. Larger than a tower. It's quite something. And there's green light. The light of Marak. Whatever force is affecting those stones. But along the way, we might be able to free some more souls. All in a night's work. We'll do what we can. I can hear workers. Weapons at the ready. Yes. Not scarred, these ones. From somewhere else, it would seem. Must be ready all the same. Close now, Bill. Go! Listen, all of you, get back! Damn it! You won't want to be here in a moment. Draw those blades! Ready for you this time.
Time to
Good strikes. You're free. All of you.
Might pay off my bounty this time.
just hand it over.
Walk into Raven Rock a free man.
We had to fight back.
What have you then?
I feel different somehow.
You are.
More myself.
Tim promised me a life of adventure on the high seas.
Return to from wherever you came.
Sarah? Ale and mead. Ale and mead.
Yes.
'Tis the only advice a sailor heeds.
Sailors. Return to your ship, wherever else you come from. You are under the hold of some spell.
Calling Brother Dine.
Let's get indoors. Or in a cave. Anywhere, just out of this.
Away from the ash, then?
She wouldn't wait for me. I'll gut that filthy farmer when I see him.
How about you just let it go? You have the chance to start and
get myself a place on the mainland.
They do like to carry on. I suppose when your mind isn't your own for a while, you'll have a few things to say. It's actually a tower. And there's a door. A home. More than one. There must be a few living here. Neloth is the one that we seek. But there are others. Perhaps this is Neloth. The one reading. Hail. I don't mean to intrude.
Why are you out here? Aren't you supposed to be in the tower assisting Master Neloth?
This summoning work. If you must know, I'm trying to get this Ash Guardian spell to work. Now let me concentrate. Ash. Besides, shouldn't you be worrying about the damage to the tower?
Master Neloth has tasked Alenia with repairing the tower.
Nothing.
Why aren't you doing this in the lab, where it would be safer for all of us?
The lab is too small. Also, I need the ashy soil. Master Neloth knows what I'm doing. No need to bother him about it, though. He's quite busy at the moment.
It's on your head if something goes wrong. Just let me get back inside first.
No Ash Guardian. Maybe the book has something.
We don't get many visitors. Is there something you need?
Yes. I'm seeking Neloth. Does he live here?
Talvis is Master Neloth's apprentice. If you're interested in spells, he might be willing to sell you some. Alenia is our alchemist. She specializes in mushrooms and other types of fungus. Ulves runs the kitchens.
So there's a few of you. What is this place? Why do you all live out here?
Tel Mithryn. It's the home of Master Neloth. You may have heard of him. He's a famous Telvanni wizard.
I know of him now. So you're one of his apprentices, then?
No. Talvis is his apprentice. I'm his steward. I manage the day-to-day affairs of Tel Mithryn.
Steward? I see. And so this Master Neloth lives in a giant mushroom?
In Morrowind, the Telvanni grow buildings from special fungus spores. Master Neloth grew one here to be his home. Don't ask me how. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Yes, very well. You there, apprentice.
I don't think you belong here. Does Master Neloth know about you?
Not yet. Unless he has divination. You're practicing a spell, are you not?
Yes, I'm trying to summon an Ash Guardian. I'm just having trouble deciphering Master Neloth's handwriting. I don't mean to be rude, but I need to concentrate.
Very well, concentrate away. But be careful with such magic. I've already seen it abused. I'll be on my way. Master Neloth's spell. If Neloth can raise Ash Guardians, perhaps he knows a thing or two about our general. Maybe. I'll need to go over my notes again. There was one who did that to him. Replaced his heart, turned him into what he became. Fate worse than death, I say. Into the mushroom, then. What? I flew. You flew. Neloth, I take it. That's one way to ascend. I trust that the others will join us. My stomach. Coming up then. Apologies for the intrusion. I assume that you are the master here.
I don't recall inviting you into my tower. I do hope you make this worth my while.
You didn't invite me. But I've heard word of you. I assume you are Neloth. I've heard you know where to find books of the black variety.
You refer to the tomes of esoteric knowledge that old Hermaeus Mora has scattered throughout the world?
Hermaeus.
What could you know of them?
I should have known. These books, they are linked in. Hermaeus Mora, the one of many eyes.
You didn't know? I thought it was obvious. Hermaeus Mora has always tried to seduce mortals into his service with the lore of forbidden knowledge. Where the black books actually came from, no one really knows. Some appear to have been written far in the past. Others might be from the future. Apparently, time is more malleable if you're the Daedric Prince of Fate and Destiny.
Fate and Destiny. Hermaeus Mora. Much of my existence is becoming clearer to me. Very well. I will not bore you with it. We found this black book. One of Hermaeus Mora's, it would seem. I need to find others.
Found one? Yes. And you read it too, didn't you? Don't try to deny it. You've got the look. I can see it now. Dangerous knowledge is still knowledge and therefore useful. Usually turns out to be the most useful, in my experience.
Well, if Marak knows it, then I, too, need to know. I have to stop him. I need these books.
Mirak? The one all the town folk are always chanting about?
Yes, you may have noticed he's trying to return to Solstein.
Well, I knew something connected with Hermaeus Mora was spreading its influence across the island. I wasn't sure that it was in fact the same entity as this legendary namesake of the Central Temple, although the villagers seem quite convinced.
They are, and so am I. Where can I find another? One of these black books?
Oh yes, they're not hard to locate once you know how to look for them. I have one here that I've been using to locate more.
You do? You possess your own?
Yes, I haven't been idle while this fascinating madness engulfed Solstheim. But my book isn't what you're looking for. I'm quite sure it is unconnected with this Mirak. But I do know where to find a black book that can help you.
You do? But how can you be so sure that the one that you possess will not help me? Rather convenient, don't you think?
Oh, it is clearly not associated with the same power that has overtaken the island. And I'm not talking about Hermaeus Mora. These black books are all his, of course. No, what you're looking for is a specific book, presumably because Mirak's power derives from it.
Perhaps. So, you know. How can I find this book, the one connected with Mirak?
Yes, I do. I haven't been able to get it, though. But maybe together we can unlock the secrets the Dwemer left behind.
The Dwemer? What do the Dwemer have to do with this?
Forbidden knowledge was somewhat of a specialty of the dwarves, eh? You don't think they would just leave it alone, do you? It seems the ancient Dwemer discovered this book and took it to study. I found their reading room in the ruins of Nachardak. The book is there, but it's sealed in a protective case, which I wasn't able to open. But perhaps the two of us together will be able to get at the book. To Nachardak, then. Follow me.
Ah, very well. I assume that Nachardak is a temple along the coast. We saw it on our travels. You decided to join us. Just in time. We are to be leaving. I don't trust that one. Don't worry, we're coming now. I just don't have the best stomach when it comes to flying. As I was saying, I don't trust him. If he has the ability to raise the ash from the ground, then it could have been him that sought to control the general, that sought to control Solstheim. If he truly does have one of these books, he may very well have Hermes Mora whispering in his ear. We cannot trust him, but we must work with him for now. So I entrust the two of you to watch the back of him. Should he try anything, I expect to see a bolt of ice and an arrow in the back of his head before he can say any incantation. Our enemies are many, our allies are few. We must remain vigilant. Down we go, then. All right. And so it was that we would leave and search for the Black Book among the ruins of the Dwemer. We had an ally for the time in Neloth, but being one that hungered for the knowledge that these books possessed, put Neloth in the camp of the untrustworthy. We would all keep our eyes affixed to the wizard as he led us towards the old Dwemer structure. If a book truly lay in its depths, then we would find it, bringing us one step closer to Morag, one step closer to victory.